FacetGrid axes sharing x-axis across rows, y-axis across columns. FacetGrid from Seaborn creates a grid of subplots allowing you to explore conditional relationships in your dataset. Two of the keyword arguments the function accepts are sharex and sharey, which according to the docs.
Sharex, y, bool, optional if true, the facets will share y-axes across columns and or x-axes across rows.
But I don't see any other way to control the way facets/subplots share axes. And so here comes the question. Is there any way to share the x-axis across columns and or the y-axes across rows? I'm trying to obtain density plots of different quantities in rows, for different conditions, in columns and hue. Thus, I would my subplots to share both the x and y-axis across rows, but no linkage across columns.
It's not properly documented, but those parameters are passed straight to plt.subplots, which allows you to set the values for those parameters to row or col so that axes are only shared within rows or columns, and not across the whole grid. I'm not sure I understand exactly how you want your plot to look, but I think you can do something like. That said, in general I would try to share axes across the grid, i.e., structure the plot to share y-axes across the rows, not across the columns, to ease visual comparisons.
The FacetGrid object contains a collection of axes, a NumPy array in the shape of the grid. You could manually set axes limits on each axis in the array. That requires a lot of iteration/post-processing, though. Below is a quick example. However, if you don't mind skipping Seaborn and working directly in matplotlib, you can work with a gridspec object instead of a FacetGrid, as seen in the example here. Then you can specify specifically which axes are shared. In this example, we share the x-axes across rows, each i% 5 = 0. Since the gridspec object is just a NumPy array of axes, we can initialize them in any convenient order and share axes as we wish. With gridspec, you have a lot more customization, but a lot of the nice parts of Seaborn, hue, etc., have to be coded manually.